Why are some words in English just so hard to pronounce? Difficult words sometimes are simply difficult for everyone. But a category under difficult words that we also like to cover on the channel are difficult words that are actually fairly easy to pronounce. What do I mean by that? Let's walk you through an exercise to help you understand what category of words this is. Say wa. Now say this. Ak. Ak. Were you able to say wa and ak fairly easily? Now, when we put it together, say walk, walk. You just now correctly pronounced the word walk. But if I showed you this word first, you might struggle to pronounce it correctly. This is a word that you might have thought was difficult and is actually fairly easy. Difficult words sometimes are simply difficult for everyone. Even native speakers struggle. It's because of the combination of sounds, the length of the words, how they're spelled doesn't give us a lot of clues. But another category of difficult words you still might not have on your radar are difficult words that are actually fairly easy to pronounce. There are a lot of words that appear to be very difficult, but are somewhat easy to pronounce when you have the knowledge about how to pronounce them. So why are they difficult? You think they're difficult to pronounce because of how they look, because you're not saying them correctly yet, because you don't have the information you need to make them easy. That's my job. So they might have spelling that's confusing, sounds that are a little bit difficult to sequence, but when you learn the tricks, when you know exactly what sounds you're supposed to be saying, they become actually fairly easy to pronounce once you have the correct knowledge. This is a really useful category to know about because once you have that knowledge, you can say these words fairly easily, use them, and they move out of the category of difficult, easy to easy because you have knowledge and information to help you. Let's look at some examples for words that you think are difficult but that we can make easy with a little bit of knowledge. So the first one is the word choir, which is fairly easy to say when you can visualize the sounds in the word. So the letters CH normally say ch in words like charge. In the word choir, they say the k, w sound. So you can re-visualize it with the letters K and W, qu. That will help you quite a bit with choir. And then letter O is basically silent. The letter I says the I, diphthong, and the letter R says R. So our IPA, choir, how I would write it, just like the word wire with a K in front, choir. So you may have a little bit of difficulty with this IR sound or combining these sounds, but generally the word choir is pretty easy once you understand the sounds in it. You can also think about it like choir with the QU spelling. That's how we typically spell qu in English. We don't typically spell it with KW, but I like visualizing it this way because it tells me exactly what sounds I'm looking for, choir. Let's look at another difficult word that we can make easy with knowledge. The word literally is one that I get asked about almost the most in live classes and in comments. Many people find this word difficult, and I hope that once you have some knowledge, you'll find this word to be easy to pronounce. So in American English, we say this word like literally. Meaning we flap that T so it sounds the same as when we say a word like middle. It sounds like a light D sound in the middle. And then we have the ly combination, literally. So how I would practice this is just stretching in the first syllable and then working on getting the ly part. When you work on it separately without thinking about this word, without visualizing it, you can find that actually doing ly is not that difficult. Some people do struggle with the combination of R and L and the multiple R and L's in this word, but if you break it down and build it up, I guarantee you're going to find it to be a fairly easy word to say in American English. So let's slow it down. We'll do ly. And now stretch on the li, but go quickly on the literally. 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 This is definitely one that many people find difficult. So if you're still stuck over here in the difficult range, I recommend checking out my videos for literally, where I break it down even more for you to make it easy with knowledge. Let's look at the word walk. I think that this one is kind of a crossover. Either you think it's easy, but you might be saying it wrong, or you think it's hard, but we can make it easy. So I struggled to decide which category to go in. I just know this is a word that is a combo of difficult and easy. Whether or not it should be in the orange or in the green, you can tell me what you think. But basically, the L in walk is silent. For the vowel, wa, walk, you can either think of it as an ah sound, walk, or an ah sound, walk. These two sound relatively the same to most native speakers. In my dialect of English, it would be the ah, walk. If you're saying the ah, though, generally that W makes you do a little bit of a rounded vowel there anyway, walk. It's the same as the word walk that we cook in. Whatever spelling helps you the most, just know that you don't have to do any kind of al or all in walk. It's just the w vowel and k sounds. So if you found it difficult, this will make it easy for you, that knowledge. If you thought it was easy, but maybe you were saying walk or something else with the L sound, now it will become an easy word for you as well. Okay, that was a lot of work. I have videos for all of these words so you can get a little bit more detail if they fall into the difficult, any of the difficult categories for you, the difficult easy, the difficult, or moderate. Let me know what you think and give me some other suggestions for words that you think fall into these different categories. Let me know if you agree with my analysis that there's different reasons why the words are difficult and different solutions for those different reasons. Thanks so much for practicing with me today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye, everyone. Hope to see you again soon.